I go through and I have to respond to this email from, I guess, some district in California. And I'm constantly having to say, you know what, I've never lived in California. I don't even know who this is. I can tell you plenty about how to improve Arizona in the district I live in, but the person who is over this district does not care. Actually, I'm pretty sure that Arizona officials just don't care in general. I've literally had more solicitations from senators, people in other states, than I have ever had from my own. So literally, I've had to get this to stop several times, and it started up again, and I just had to click. This time there was an option to click unsubscribe, so I did. And I'm just like, this is my email, I'm not sharing it with anybody. And yes, also I have that. I got bit. So, yeah. It happens. So, anyway, yeah. It kind of sucks. But also this time there was an actual subscribe button, and I'm like, how does this keep on happening? I mean, there's somebody out there who's either giving out my email, or someone is just massively adding a bunch of people to this list. I don't live in California. I've never lived in California. I don't know why this keeps on happening. There's no reason I can think of. It just keeps on happening. And it's the same district and the same stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know why. Even if I lived in California, I probably wouldn't live in that area. Because it's kind of, I don't know, it seems like it would be a better area to live. Probably more expensive, though. California can get really expensive. Arizona's pretty expensive in, like food costs and stuff. And a lot of the rent is, they want you to make like 2.5 times to 3 times rent. So, and if you can't make that much, they want you to have someone else sign that they will pay your rent if you are unable to. Most people don't have this, so they just don't. People end up living in small groups because there's no way to afford living by yourself in Phoenix on what most people actually make living here. There are people who have cars who literally just go live in Mesa and then come work here because Mesa has more livable prices most of the time as far as renting goes. But Phoenix can often sometimes charge more for something really shitty. And it's not that it's worth more or anything. It's just a weird attitude out here. So a corporation gets a hold of an apartment building and suddenly, like, they try to make it all exclusive and trendy, and I don't think they realize that doing this doesn't actually, I don't think they realize, like, where they're doing this sometimes. It can get pretty ridiculous. Like, it's like the owner never has physically gone there or physically looked at it. They don't even know what they're doing. Or what kind of people are in the area renting anything. They just have no clue. They're just like, if we do this, someone will pay it. The reality is that some apartment managers actually make exceptions and will sometimes work around the requirements of these companies because there's no way for them to get adequate renters following them. They're literally just up here in the clouds in a diluted little bubble. So anyway, yeah. And that's about it. Pretty much. I haven't gotten much done today as far as any of my art goes. It is another day in the strike. The schools are on strike because they wouldn't approve budget. And even then, like, all of this stuff is supposed to be budget, not just for this year, but for years down the line. Like, these teachers wouldn't even see this raise and aren't even guaranteed this raise for even themselves until, like, 2020. They're trying to get money approved for books and necessary things that they need for the schools. If a building needs help to continue to be safe, guess what? They need this money. Need books, and stuff. As long as I've been in Arizona, they've just cut education, and I've been here since I was 4. I lived here through, I think it was only my kindergarten year that we actually did Cultural Appreciation Week. It's where we went out of our way to try and experience a culture. Suddenly, this was labeled as bad, and nobody could do it. And this wasn't something that just white people did. All the kids did it. This wasn't a white people thing. This was a try to understand people's cultures thing. We talked about all the cultures. This is no longer a thing. This hasn't been a thing since I was like 5. Arizona. I'm not even sure it's a thing anywhere else. I mean, now there's like online forums talking about, how you shouldn't let your kid dress up as a character that looks or is supposed to be from another culture. But, like, the show or the character isn't necessarily accurate to that culture either. So, you're basically saying, if you're white, it's not okay for you to do this, but then if you're anything else, it's okay. Because, you just hate black. You just hate pale-skinned people. That's all I can get from that. Because it shouldn't matter. They're little kids. You want to dress up as Moana? Dress up as Moana. You want to dress up as Elsa? Dress up as Elsa. They can like whoever the fuck they want. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're... Okay, let me just be clear. I don't like using the terms white and black, but it's the only way I know how to say this. As far as I'm concerned, it's dehumanizing, but I don't know what else to do. Nobody... I've used the term darker skin and lighter skin, but the problem is that also ignores everything in between. Sort of. At least it's less unilateral than white and black. First of all, pale skin comes in many different shades in of itself. You're literally saying that anyone who is not in the very lighter shades qualifies under, like, a different banner. And then you're trying to, like, offensively put different cultures under one banner. It doesn't work like that. Literally, Native Americans want nothing to do with this shit. At least none I've talked to. Have you talked to anyone from another culture lately? Because most people are like, don't drag me into your shit. I'm not benefiting from your shit. You don't want this to benefit me. You're just doing this for you to make you look good. Because you think that this is the thing to do. I've gotten the shit where I'm not mixed enough, where, yeah. I'm not going to this. I could rant forever on it. There's a lot of discrimination in the world, and Arizona is a hot spot for it. And this is also true whenever you go into our officials and our judges and all this. Not necessarily based on the color of our skin either. Sometimes it's based only on your financial situation or your religion. There's a lot of discrimination that goes on. Arizona's horrible, and there's a lot of corruption that goes on. So, just... I don't really know what else to say. I'm aware that this is not, the only state that has these problems. California is at least trying to fix it. Arizona is still pretending it doesn't exist. That's what our governor does. That's what our last governor did too. That's what they all do. But the reality is that Arizona is so blatantly bad that some of the things that end up broadcast in the news are just as blatantly bad. Some of which gets taken down from YouTube after it's been posted. So there's some stuff that people will take and they'll download it and then they'll make sure that it continuously gets re-uploaded somewhere. Because we don't want to forget this. There was a commercial advertising becoming a foster parent specifically to adopt. Foster care for adoption. Become a foster to adopt. This was a thing. It is no longer on YouTube as one of the commercials. This broadcasted on public television. But you won't find it on YouTube. At least, unless somebody's uploaded it somewhere. But Arizona is horrible like that. They don't care about families. They care about making money off of families. It's big money to rip apart families, and I didn't know that years ago. I only know that because I've learned a lot over the years, helping out other families. I didn't know shit back then. I still entertained this vague idea that I should walk into a courtroom and due process should exist. And lawyers were supposed to do their jobs. And if there was no evidence of something, a family wasn't supposed to be victimized. There was stuff I'd already had shattered, but I didn't know that it happened to the adults, too. I thought God, he's an exhibit at the zoo whenever he's eating.
Because he reckons I know.
He's like a what?
Because he reckons saying that 300 pounds of food.
He ate what?
300 pounds of food.
300 pounds of food? Your dad did not actually eat 300 pounds of food.
Being 10 pounds of food.
I can't eat that much.
Sometimes do.
I'm not actually sure. It might have actually been 10 pounds of food.
We have 100 pounds of food in the house. I think.
I would honestly have to weigh it, Chris. I would have to weigh all the food that we have in the house to know that.
We have a big weight. It's mini.
100 pounds sounds like a lot, though.
Yeah. 300 pounds of eat 300 pounds of bamboo.
What? Giant pandas. Okay.
My emoji cup.
Okay. Giant pandas eat 300 pounds of food?
Yeah, a day.
A day?
Yeah. 6 hours.
6 hours?
Yes.
Wow, aren't you smarty pants? Awesome.
Because we're familiar with a panda book. And it gives us information. And the baby pandas on the board, they are this big. Like an ice cream sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
The big as an ice cream sandwich.
And they're a lot cuter than an ice cream sandwich, aren't they? But you can't eat them, huh?
Yeah. No.
So which one would you rather have, a baby panda
cream.
Or an ice cream,
Ice cream.
of course.
I like ice cream so much.
You just want to be able to eat it. Plus pandas, it's not okay for humans to own them, right?
And this.
No, you can't have pandas as pets. You can't have them as pets. Why are you so shocked?
I like.
Pandas wouldn't be happy as pets. They need lots of bamboo and space.
You need to hurry up and eat.
Okay.
Chris, finish your dinner. But seriously, that really was the Mount Everest of food. And that was just
How
second.
was the fish sticks from the dollar store?
They weren't bad.
Still.
Then I got some nasty stuff from there before, and I got some great stuff, tasting stuff from the dollar store before.
The turkey bacon is Chris exclusive.
Yummy! I like the turkey bacon.
You and I can talk about that, but it is
I used to eat turkey bacon, but I'm not a big fan of it.
it's like demented hot dog jerky.
Yes.
I like the turkey bacon. Yummy.
Of course you do. You love hot dogs.
I actually tasted some good turkey bacon, but I have not seen the brand of turkey bacon I used to buy that was really good anymore.
Well, apparently Ore-Ida is not.
Say what?
Or not Ore-Ida, what is it? No, that's the potato, sorry. The potato rounds that we got, there's not a lot in the bag.
Right?
But finish.
Huh?
I love you too. Don't let go! Don't let go of my hand! Whatever you do, don't let go! Aww. The reference
the
was
last
totally
plate.
lost. Huh?
This is the last plate.
Your plate is still over here. Your dad is being uber nice and doing the dishes. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
For what?
Thank you, honey, for doing the dishes.
Daddy in the dish.
I got a couple plates. You need to hurry up.
Mm.
Come on. You're on the time limit now, Chris.
Okay.
Your dad's right. All the food's cold by now. Your dad has eaten, like, more food than I've probably eaten a week.
I think it's
You eating
5.
what?
You've eaten, like, well, at least days. I don't
For
think
you?
I eat that much food in, like, 3 days. But to be fair, someone stole your dad's lunch, so. But you know what? Karma. Karma's not something you want to mess with. Do you know why?
Why? What's karma anyways?
Well, that's when everything's come back on you.
Good or bad.
Someone at work brought your dad lunch, and he knew that this was going to happen. Did you? No?
Yes, I knew about the lunch.
Okay.
Sorry.
Someone brought him lunch, but they forgot to check and make sure it hadn't gone bad. They'd eaten theirs, and they got a little sick from it, so they went to warn your dad not to eat it if he hadn't already. Guess what? The person who stole his lunch ate bad food.
Did he?
Yeah.
The person who stole his lunch, they got a tummy ache at this point. Or, you know, they ended up on the toilet for a very long time. Mm-hmm.
I know.
And that's what we call karma.
You need to finish eating.
So don't do bad things, because they come back on you, okay?
I know that.
Because. Think about it like this. Even in instances where that doesn't happen, if you're mean to people, and you steal their lunches and stuff like this guy does, because he's always... So this person, whoever they are, is always stealing your dad's lunch. So, do you think people are going to trust this person? Whenever they figure out who it is? Do you think that they're going to trust this person? No. Do you think that they're going to respect this person's lunch? That's karma. That's what you do to others and what you put out in what you do.
Yeah.
That's karma. I believe in karma.
This is not karma.
Well, you don't have to call it karma. You can call it whatever you want. Just be nice to people, okay?
Mhm.
And be honest.
Mhm.
I don't really have anything else to say today. To add to this. Except, I guess, be blessed. Be safe. Yes, I know you have plenty to say, gorgeous. Yes, you're talkative. Just be blessed, be safe, and... What? What she said. Whatever she said.